What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to share the results of a recent Tinder experiment that we did where we compare the results that an average guy gets on Tinder to that of a hot guy. We ran both profiles for 24 hours to find out what the difference would be both in terms of likes and matches and response rates from girls. The data is quite interesting and we're going to share it with you in this video. All right, so first let's take a look at the results of the average guy. So we want to pick someone that very much fell into the average category. So this is a pretty decent pick, probably his best one. He's just chilling at the beach, shirtless. Then we got him holding the dog, him hiking somewhere cool, and him being in the pool, right? So this is not a guy that, chicks would say is ugly, but also not a guy that chicks would be really bragging about. As a side note, I think that if this guy grows out some facial hair, because I think his biggest weak point is the fact that he just looks like a little kid. He's got the baby face. So I think if this guy puts on 20 to 30 pounds of muscle and grows out a bit of facial hair, he can actually significantly add to his sexual market value, maybe even by up to 2 points. So let's take a look at the kind of results he got. Now, we ran this profile for 24 hours, and during that time, he got 25 likes, which is actually not too terrible, like 25 likes, okay. Now, what's the quality of these likes, though? Well, it's all over the place. We found that out of these 25 likes, 9 girls were what we would call attractive. But there's definitely some cute ones, like some chicks who are 7 or 8. So this goes to show that as an average guy, you can attract, pretty hot girls. It's just not going to be the norm. Like most of the girls you attract will not be, that hot. But of course, there's definitely some exceptions here. So we can kind of fast forward through this list. You can kind of see how maybe something like 30% would be attractive, right? And we also try to swipe left on the chicks that were far away. Now, this is just one thing we did to control the experiment. So you kind of see the quality here. Part of this also depends on your type. But, there's definitely some decent options here. All right, next, though, let us take a look at what these matches turned into. So we got 25 likes. 9 of those turned out to be matches. Out of those matches, we waited 24 hours to see if any of them would open us. None of them did. So then, after those 24 hours, we opened them all with a hey trouble. And we try to control for as many factors as possible here. Like, both guys had the same bio, same openers, same strategy, same time frame. Out of those 9 girls that we opened, 4 unmatched. So this means that they either swiped right by accident or, maybe they just, found the love of their life on Tinder, whatever, right? So out of that, we really only had 5 matches. Out of these 5 matches, only 3 respond to the opener, which is 60%, which is kind of what you expect. You expect 1 out of 2 girls to respond to you when you off the opener, right? And so, we see this chick, usually just, the conversation's just getting started. Quite attractive, definitely above this guy's sexual market value. This was by far the most invested response. This just depends on what your type is. Personally, I would definitely go for this chick because I like the thick Latinas. Just I don't think I cause that much trouble, but you on the other hand. And this chick who for some reason now is saying that she's far away, who just says, hey, back. So yeah, so basically to sum it up, 25 likes, 30% of those turn out to be matches, and out of those matches, 50% respond to the opener. Next, let's take a look at the hot guy, also ironically named Alex. We try to control as many factors as possible, so same age, same classic bio. You can't choose your father, but you can pick your daddy. Let's take a look at the photos, though. So you can see this guy is very pleasant on the eyes, to say the least, right? So this is a guy that I think chicks would rate somewhere between an 8.5 and a 10, depending on her personal taste. And I think this is someone that a lot of the red and black pillars would call a chat. So we ran this profile for 24 hours, and let's see what kind of results he got. So he got a total of 112 likes, which is pretty good, So I would say this is 4.5 times more than the average guy, right? So let's say the average guy was a 5 and this guy is a 10. So he's twice as attractive as him, but he didn't get just twice the number of likes. He got 4.5 times. So as you can see, it's kind of like this type of curve. And of course, some of these chicks are, very attractive, right? So guys who say, oh, there's no 9s and 10s on Tinder. No, there's no 9s and 10s on Tinder for you because your profile isn't that good. But if you're an attractive guy with a dope profile, you are going to see some really hot chicks on Tinder. Now, to be fair, the average guy also saw some attractive girls. There were some hot girls there. Now, none of them were 9s and 10s, right? But, you know, there was definitely some 7s and 8s in there. The difference is that there was a lot less of them because he had a lot less total volume to work with. And I think on average, the hot guy was exposed to more attractive girls, and as a result, got hot. You know, the average like that he got was a bit hotter, right? So let's take a look at what percentage of these girls did he match with. And the number is actually not too different. He matched with 43 of the 112 likes. That means that out of the 112 girls that liked him, we thought 43 were hot and were girls that we would personally be excited to meet up with, right? So the ratio here is actually somewhat similar. It's like, you know, 1 out of 3 girls. And I think this is more of a city thing rather than how good looking you are. Like in Miami, 1 out of every 3 girls that swipes right on you is going to be a girl that you're going to want to swipe right on. Now, if you were in Eastern Europe or South America, that may be 1 out of 2. You know, in Scandinavia, it might be 2 out of 3, right? But I think this doesn't really have anything to do with looks. So we let this profile sit for 24 hours once we matched with the girls. The difference here is that 5 chicks opened him, right? So no chick opened the average guy. So that is one thing that's going to be radically different. Aside from getting more likes, chicks are going to be more likely to open you. So you can see things like, hey, how are you? Hi, what are you from? She's like just so attracted to this guy, she can't even think. What are you from? What planet? Hey, handsome, happy Wednesday. Some just chick who has her ass just saying hi. So yes, we have a lot of chicks doing that. Then we send the hey trouble opener to any chick after 24 hours who didn't open him. And surprisingly, similar percentage of chicks responded. Basically, we had something like out of the 46 girls, we had 21 or 22 that were responsive. So about 50%. So I think that no matter how attractive you are, about half of the girls, at least in first world countries like the US, just won't respond to your opener. And that's simply because they're just on Tinder, you know, they just don't check the app, or they're just on there for validation or whatever. So I think that no matter how good looking you are, how good your profile is, you know, you gotta be okay with 50% of the girls not responding, which is why it's important to run volume. Of course, there was a lot of chicks who also responded, the other 50%. We got things like, well, I'm no trouble, hola, haha, hey Alex, hey baby, haha, you look like trouble if any, why don't you smile in your pictures, you know me well already. So, you know, a lot of chicks who were just like, you know, very down to flirt. And to be fair, that was also sort of the case with the average guy, right? So you can see that this guy definitely killed it. All right, hopefully you guys found this Tinder experiment valuable. I think the big takeaway here is that it's important for every guy who's serious about dating in the 21st century to be really focused on maximizing his sexual market value and then getting pictures that really show it off. So you want your perceived value to be as high as possible because let's say you increase your perceived sexual market value by 25%, you might get 40 or 50% more likes. It's increasing returns, and you want to stack all the odds in your favor. Show Rhaegar and I some love by smashing the like button, hitting subscribe, and clicking that bell for notification. Let me know in the comments below what kind of experiments you guys want to see more of. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.